Hey, Charger History. Today's essential question is, what are the 5 pillars of Islam? Don't copy that question. You don't need your notebook. All you need is your practice packet. Last week, we learned about the 3 major monotheistic religions. All 3 of them originated in the Middle East. All 3 of them believe in one God, and all 3 believe in prophets like Abraham and Moses. Which of the following is another similarity between these 3 religions? On Friday, we started to learn about the history of Islam. We learned about the Prophet Muhammad and how he became the founder of Islam. Do you remember the name of the holy text that was given to Muhammad by God? It became the Holy Book of Islam. According to the Quran, there are 5 guidelines for Muslims to follow. These are similar to the 10 Commandments of Judaism and Christianity. They are rules that all people try to follow to live a life that follows God's wishes. The 5 rules for Muslims are called the 5 pillars. Pillars are like poles that hold up buildings. Pillars are strong foundations for something to be built on top of. So, Muslims build their religion on top of the 5 pillars of Islam. Please annotate your passage as we talk about the 5 pillars. The first pillar of faith is Shahada, the declaration of faith. To show belief in God and in Muhammad's prophethood, a Muslim says, "There is no God but God, and Muhammad is the messenger of God." The first part of the Shahada is stating their belief in monotheism. There is no God but God. The second part of the Shahada says that Muhammad is the messenger of God. Muslims believe that God spoke to Muhammad and sent the message of Islam through him. Please pause your video and finish annotating that section about Shahada. Remember to write a central idea statement that tells the most important parts about that pillar. Alright, if you're hearing this, you should be done annotating the first pillar. Here's the second. The second pillar of faith is Salah, daily prayer. Muhammad said that prayer is the proof of Islam. Salah is all about discipline, spirituality, and closeness to God. Throughout Muslim communities, people are called to prayer 5 times a day, at dawn, noon, midday, sunset, and after nightfall. One person will announce that it's time to pray from the tower of the mosque. The worshippers face the direction of Mecca. The imam begins the prayer cycle by proclaiming Allah Akbar, which means God is great. The worshippers then recite verses from the Quran and kneel before God. While praying at the mosque is best, Muslims may worship anywhere. They may perform their daily prayers at home, at work, in airports, in parks, or on sidewalks. Some Muslims carry a prayer rug so they have a clean place to kneel wherever they are when they pray. Please finish annotating the section about Salah, the second pillar. Make sure that you write a central idea statement about the most important idea. Pause if you need more time. The third pillar of Islam is Zakat, which means giving to those in need. This belief comes from Muhammad's message that wealthy people should share their money with less fortunate people. Muslims believe that money becomes pure when you give some of it away. They also believe that sharing money helps control greed. Which other religion does that sound similar to you? What other religion finds it very important to give away material things? Zakat helps provide for many different things in a community. Zakat pays for soup kitchens, clothing, and shelter for the poor. Zakat also helps other good causes that serve the Muslim community. For example, zakat can be used to pay school fees of children whose parents cannot afford to send them to Muslim schools. It can also be used to pay teachers. Please pause and finish annotating the section about the third pillar, zakat. The fourth pillar of faith is Sawm, or fasting, which means going without food. Muslims were not the first or only people to fast as a way of worshiping God. In the Torah and the Bible, fasting is also praised. But in the Quran, it instructs Muslims to fast each year for an entire month. This month is called Ramadan. During Ramadan, Muslims fast during daylight hours. This means that they don't eat or drink from when the sun rises until when the sun sets. Except pregnant women, travelers, the sick, the elderly, and young children do not have to fast. They are allowed to eat. Please pause and finish annotating the section about the fourth pillar. Make sure you make a central idea statement for the most important key point. The fifth pillar of Islam is Hajj, the pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca. Mecca is in Saudi Arabia, and it's where Muhammad was born. A pilgrimage is a religious journey. Near the Muslim New Year each year, millions of Muslims come together at Mecca. All adult Muslims are expected to make the Hajj at least once during their lifetime. When Muslims get to Mecca, they follow what they believe are the footsteps of Abraham and Muhammad. For 5 days, they dress in simple white clothing and move from one holy area to another. Please pause and annotate the section about Hajj. Make sure to make a central idea statement. Now you know about the 5 things all Muslims try to do in order to live their best, most faithful life. Please go back to your playlist and push 4.0 until it's time to practice.